longest time, the Mazda MX5 has been the go-to sports car for many due to its blend of performance, excellent value and handsome looks. But does this third generation one hold up well to the original? So having reviewed all the other MX-5s here on the channel, I was very eager to try this one out, mainly because of the controversy surrounding it. This generation is the heaviest of them all. In fact, it weighs 1,100 kilograms overall. I think the main reason for this is that this generation of Mazda uses a lot of different parts compared to the previous. Although it still keeps the classic roadster shape all round, Mazda ensured that the design at the time was much more modern and sleek. And you can see that with it standing here right now. It's a lot more curvy all round. Another reason for the increased weight is the increased amount of technology here in the interior. This was a big step up from the previous model. They've been pretty generous when it comes to the standard equipment in here. All models come with climate control, central locking, electric windows, and obviously other features depending on the spec. This one's also got cruise control and a Bose sound system as well. But how does all this affect the driving experience? To find out, it's time to introduce the Mazda to its old friend, the B-Road. Driving this, I can feel that none of the MX-5 pedigree has been lost. It still provides a great driving experience due to its sharp handling and quick steering. However, for me, it does feel a bit chunkier and a bit bigger than the other generations of Mazda, which does kind of take away from the small and light car that it's meant to be. Having said that though, it is really nice around the bends on the B roads. The handling is fantastic. The engine in this is the 2-litre 4-cylinder engine, which has 158 horsepower, which means it will do 0 to 60 in roughly 7 seconds, which is fair. But to be honest, I can't really complain about that. It just makes me want to rev it more. It's really odd, even though this car is a lot bigger and a lot wider than the previous generations, there still really isn't much room in the interior. Of course, this being a 2-seater, there's not going to be very much room here in the interior. There's just enough leg room for a medium-sized person. If you are quite tall though, then you might struggle to be in here. Having said that though, there is quite a nicely neat layout in here with the storage. You've obviously got the cup holders here, which fold away nicely. You've got a glove box here, which has got stuff in it. And you've got 2 little things on the door where you can put some wires and things, I don't know why. And 2 more cup holders in each door. I don't know why you'd ever want 4 drinks. Then you've got this thing here, which is just enough to put some Jaffa cakes in that are melted. So there's that, and I'd imagine there's some room behind the seats as well. So there we are. And if we move over to the boot, we can see that it's very small as well. And in fact, I think it might even be smaller than my one. Not very comfortable. Now, of course, if you do own an MX-5, then you'll occasionally want to get the roof down on it. And if you live in England, it will probably be once every year. Now, it's quite simple. You just basically press this button, which will release that latch there. And then we need to find a button here somewhere. It's that one. And you hold that. And basically the whole roof just comes down automatically. None of that manual business anymore. It will make a noise at you when it's done. And that's it. And you can enjoy your nice Sunday afternoon drive. And it is a lot better than doing it manually, but I do kind of miss it, to be fair. It makes me feel a bit more lazy. The sound that this car makes is really nice as well. It's got a nice mature rumble from the front and a more raspy sort of tone from the back. And that works very well with the 50-50 weight distribution that Mazda have also kept with this model as well. It really is a car that works with you. It's like a rider and a horse. They both work together. I feel like I'm in the middle of it, but also so in control. It really is a driver's car, this. It really is superb to drive, but in my opinion, it doesn't top the rawness of the original. Then again, I am biased. One of my favourite parts about the Mazda MX-5 is, of course, the gear changes. This still feels very slick and notchy, like the original. Driving this now, it just feels so familiar. Like everything just feels like a Mazda, and obviously, having got one, it feels like I'm just going back into it for the 100th time. So overall then, the MK3 MX5 is great. Apart from it having the usual rust problems, there's nothing really to fault it for, apart from it being trumped by other sports cars in the class. However, an MX-5 shouldn't be about winning a drag race, it's about an enjoyable driving experience on the way to the shops. So there we are, that concludes my drive of the MK3 MX-5, and I have to say it still feels very much like an MX-5 should. It's got the good looks and it's got the fun driving experience as well. If you did enjoy this review, then make sure you subscribe to us on the channel and follow us on all social medias if you want to be updated on all future videos, and we'll see you next time. Oh, thank you. Have I got to hold it? That's so long. Ready?